going on, everybody? It's Rob from Bullies. I just wanted to show you these two boys. I call them the twins. The only difference is one has a longer white mark up its face, but good Lord, these boys, between how big, try to zoom in, how big their legs are and the front paws. Yeah, these guys are something else. Looking, yeah, crazy. And their back legs, how thick their back legs are and paws. They're huge for no older than they are. Little butter balls. There's the other boy. This is why I call them the twins. My goodness, what are you on? As you can see how big and thick, yeah, legs are, how big the paws are. One has a shorter tail, one has a little bit longer tail. Here. Here. Loosen up your legs. There you go. Loosen up your legs. Trying to get them to stack up a little bit and loosen up their back legs, but yeah, those are the twins. So, top of the morning to everybody. Sorry, I've been under the weather for a good 5 to 6 days. It put me down hard. Trying to take care of all these dogs and whelp the litter under the weather. It was pretty rough. It was bad. So I think I just wore myself down whelping the litter, and I haven't even been anywhere or went anywhere with this last 2 weeks whelping the pups. And I think it was just one of my boys or my woman or my mom's visiting from New Jersey ended up bringing home something. My immune system just wasn't strong enough from not lack of sleep and being weak. It latched on and got the best of me. I couldn't feed it or beat it. So yeah, feeling a little better. Not 100%, but hopefully I get there soon. I just wanted to make a video because it has been that long. I've been doing little short clips and all that, but I figured this morning I could take my time, have some morning coffee, dog talk with you guys. So from there, I got asked a pretty good question of my thoughts and opinions on one of my other channels, and what makes a good breeder a good breeder. Not necessarily what makes me. It was just the topic that got thrown out there, and I really think, you know, everyone has a different opinion on what makes a good breeder a good breeder. My opinion, I thought it was an awesome thing to shoot for on my channel, you know, on my thoughts, which, you know, I'm throwing in my 2 cents, so I'm making my opinion on my channel. My thoughts on what makes a good breeder a good breeder. You know, everyone has their own opinions, everyone has their own thoughts, so that's one thing. But mine is, what makes a good breeder to me is once you find what you're wanting to produce, make, and create. What your vision is. What are you trying to put together to start building your program with? Because if you're a breeder and you've been breeding for 5 years plus, 10 years plus, and beyond, and you don't have dogs that you've produced in your yard where you can have your lineup of, what breeding was to who, and every time you did a breeding and you kept pups off the breeding. If you're breeding and you've been doing it for years and you're not keeping any of your production that you produced, to me, that's a red flag. To me, that shows that you're not believing in what you're building. If you're not willing to keep and use what you're producing for your program in the future, then you're not standing by your work. That's the way I feel. If you just keep going and you keep trying to chase big name dogs and dogs in a pedigree, and you just keep on buying and you're buying and you're not keeping anything that you're producing, to me, why are you breeding? What's the point? Because breeding is all about building a better dog than what you already have. Producing better than what you're putting together in your yard. Keep from what you produced and better up on the next level, and keep doing it until you finally hit a yard and a program or a kennel, or however you want to word it. Everyone words it different. I use program. Mine is a program. I'm building a program, and I'm making Virgo bullies on my vision of my creations, my thoughts, what I wanted to do, and my motivation. So my whole yard in the future is basically, I'm keeping what I'm producing. Yes, I'm selling pups off those litters, but I'm keeping pups off those litters on me standing by my work and using it for the next generation, because I've bettered what I've done already, and now I'm keeping it, and I'm going to use it, and I'm just going to keep elevating and rising. That to me, is a good sign of a good breeder. Somebody who stands by their work, keeps their productions, uses what they produced in their yard, in their program, and they're elevating and bettering every time they do a breeding, or even leveling and matching it. I'm not going to say every breeding is going to be off the charts better, 10 times better, but one step better. Whether it's you either took what you wanted and changed it. Okay, for instance, let me try to explain it. When I'm doing a breeding, when I'm planning for the next, I'm who I'm going to use, whether it's one of my males and one of my females, okay, or if it's one of my females and I've already kind of maxed out my yard of what male I used, because I don't want to keep going too close on the bloodline, and keep line breeding. I don't want to keep doubling up too close. That's, I want to break it up. There's a time you got to break it up. If not, you're playing Russian roulette. And yeah, we all know how the game Russian roulette could end up. So from there, when I'm picking a female, I almost had a brain fart. I'm trying to wake up. When I have my female picked out and I'm waiting for her to come into heat, before she even comes into heat, I already know by looking at my female what I want to either match and double up on, what I want to change and make better. So I'm looking for that male to do that with her. If it's not in my yard, if it's not in my yard and I'm looking for a stud, I want to find that stud that is going to complement and do what I'm wanting in my vision, or hoping it's going to happen in my vision. And if I do the right research and study between looking through the family trees and the pedigrees, and I'm not talking just, you heard me say it before, don't just look at what's in the pedigree. Go off the parents' pedigrees, the grandparents' pedigrees, branch off. Don't just look what's in front of you. Take what's in front of you, look at those dogs, do your research, look up those dogs' names, and go further beyond. And when you see the mom and dad, and you see the grandparents, branch off and look at the grandparents' pedigree, because the grandparents are just going to show so much of it. But go beyond it. Keep looking. Do your research, and you'll see other dogs that aren't on that straight ped that is in front of your face. And you're going to be able to see what's in the family tree, what's in the bloodline, what genes and genetics are there. Is it already pre-mixed? Is it already pre-mixed between, you know, a micro, a pocket? Is it already pre-mixed between a standard and a pocket? Is it so straight locked in between nothing but micros and nothing but pockets? Because time and time again, somebody only stuck with that suit. Nobody was being optional and changing, which I'm starting to see a lot. I'm starting to see a lot of people do it now. And I laugh because it wasn't really talked about. It was always looked down upon for a while. I laugh because now, you know, felt like I was the only one constantly standing 10 toes and saying, I'm going to do a 19-inch standard to a 13-inch low pro pocket. And the reason I'm doing it, and the reason I stand by my research and my work, is because Mira has the micro and the pocket and the different size pockets. She had, you know, the medium pocket to low pro pocket and to micro. Grimlock, he had the standard, he had the taller pocket, the medium sized pocket, even some low pro pocket throughout his pedigree. So being that he had the standard and the pocket class mix through pedigrees and generations and time, and Mira had the micro and the pocket through generations and time, I knew that I could pull it off and it could be done, and it wasn't strictly locked in pedigrees, which now I'm starting to see even a lot of other kennels and breeders. They're starting to do it now. I don't know if it's coincidental of me speaking, because I keep looking and a lot of people watch my videos but they're not following. So if you like what I'm doing, if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Share the love. That's one thing to me, so I know that I'm not wasting my time on these videos, and I'm not just, you know, speaking knowledge and facts and truth and honesty of my visions, my programs, what I do here. I know I don't do fancy editing and all that stuff. I have a hard time trying to figure that stuff out. Believe it or not, I got a learning disability. I grew up in third track special ed all my life, basically. I was diagnosed when I was in first grade, I think, first or second. They pulled my parents in and was like, Rob's so far behind, he's clueless, he has no clue what's going on. So reading, spelling, and math I have trouble with. Computer work I have trouble with. So I film everything on my phone. I try to edit the best I can through my phone. But that's a whole nother thing. That's, yeah, I'm just saying, I don't let it hold me back. I don't ever let it stop me. I never have, and I never will. Yeah, it's just basically how I stand. You either like me or you don't. I never did nothing wrong to you, so if you're hating on me, oh well, so be it. Find something better to do with your life, man, because, yeah, you're wasting it. Hating on people for no reason. So, yeah, going back, I'm getting off subject. I'm good for that. That's, yeah, my woman's always telling me that I can't do two things at once. And, yeah, harping on me about that stuff. Going back to what makes a good breeder. And I think basically If you can look at your dog, and I'm not saying, you know, you're looking at your dog and you're tearing it down, but you basically are. You're looking at what can you improve on, whether it's a flaw, and you know, you can admit that can be fixed and corrected in your dogs. If you can look in your dogs and be honest with yourself and say, well, I got to shorten up the back on that one, I got to drop a couple inches on that one, I need to raise a couple inches on that one, I got to get the bigger headpiece on that one, I got to get the longer snout because it's getting too short, I need to shorten up the snout because it's too long, I need to get more bone and body mass and girth on that, which is hard. That's a hard one to pull. Only some of these dogs have that body mass that they're going to throw over and over. That's why once you have it, and once you have it and you locked it in and you done figured it out, you got to try to keep it. You can't fade away from it. Straight legged, you know, if you need more mobility, more function, that's one thing. Having straight peg legged is only so functionable. You know, short dogs, they're just table stackers. That they can't go out and go get it on a flirt pole. They can't go out and go get and chase a frisbee in a ball. You know, that's what they're good for. They're table stacks. That's it. Paperweights. They look good. You know, they're cute. And they're probably awesome to carry around. And they're like, I don't know, the dogs you see you put in backpacks and shit, walking around. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. That's cool. I'm not hating. I'm just saying that's a different style. You have to be about that style. That's when I say there's all kinds of different American bullies, and not one's better than the other. It's a matter about style. It's your flavor, what you like, what you prefer. That when it comes to the American bully, because there's so many different classes. And if you have a vision of using different classes throughout the pedigrees and family trees and genes and genetics and dogs, you're going to produce things that can benefit your program, benefit you as a breeder, because you are going to have variety out of a litter. And variety out of a litter is awesome and amazing, because you're going to get features that you're trying to fix or improve throughout the litters. And you can pick and choose out of the litter of what you're going to keep and use in your program. That's why I'm saying keeping what you're producing out of your program and using it is going to make you a good breeder. And picking apart your dog, like I said, too many people say, my dog's the best. You know, I see so many people out there in stack competitions, hooting, hollering, yelling, raving, acting like a fool, honestly. And I think it's because there is good competition around them, and they're trying to stand out and pull the eyes off the dogs and put them on them instead of letting the dogs do the talking. They're doing the talking for the dogs and trying to sidetrack, you know what I'm saying, the eyes looking at the dogs when you're looking at someone acting like a fool, hooting, hollering, yelling, and talking shit towards everybody else, saying how they're top grade #1 dog. Well, if you start running your program and thinking all your dogs are #1 and you're the best breeder and you're the best over everybody, and all your dogs you can't make your dogs better, you're going to hit a wall. You're going to hit a wall hard, because that's not true. It's not true. I don't care how good you think you are or how awesome your yard is. You can keep doing that and dragging your feet and have that mind frame. There's someone out grinding and working hard and producing shit back in the cut that you don't even know that they haven't even pulled out yet. And that person who don't say they're #1 and they got the top notch shit, they're the ones grinding. They're the ones putting in work. They're the ones planning, building, creating, making, producing. And they're going to keep going far, because they're not thinking they're #1 top dog. They're not going to think that their whole yard beats everybody. you know, or that just that one dog that they're sitting there putting up, hooting and hollering about. I really feel you gotta let the dogs do the talking. It makes you a good breeder. Be proud of what you're doing. Be proud of what you have. Be proud of what you produce. Be proud of your camp and your program. I'm not saying don't be proud. Be proud, talk strongly, but you don't gotta hoot and holler and cuss and fucking put everyone down. That you're looking like a fool, in my eyes. That's just the way I feel. I feel that, you know, it shows that there is good competition, and I'm trying to pull the eyes off the competition and put it on me and speak for my dog and let him, instead of letting my dog do the speaking. That's just the way I look at it. I also, another question to answer, why don't I go to shows? I've been to, you know, 2 shows. The reason I don't go to shows is I don't have them close enough to me. Everything's a travel. So it's hard. Time and money. Time and money are the 2 things I lack in running my program and my family and work and all that. Time and money are the 2 things. Money because I constantly invest it back into my program. And because I'm not at a point of where I'm making profit and bank yet. I have way too much invested into what I started. In the long run, as long as I do things right and I keep producing what my vision and goals are and what I'm producing, then, you know, it's looking damn good. So that's what I mean by saying stand proud of what you're doing and your program, and stand by being proud of it. Don't brag about it to the point of putting others down. That's not cool. You can brag all you want for your dogs and to yourself, and speak proudly, but don't put others down. That the whole hate shit, the whole talking shit to each other, it's got to stop. It's childish. It's foolish. That's why I said it makes you look like a fool, because, you know, you're doing unnecessary shit. That's not what it's about. Being proud and being an ass is 2 different things. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. That we got to do better. We got to do better. Yeah, it's some of the dogs I see you guys talk shit about and brag and put others down, and you try to say, you know, mine's better than yours, and, you know, you're talking smack about this person and that person and this person. You know, if you guys did business and something went south and went wrong, you know, you guys got to figure that out. That shit, you got to figure it out. And everybody else, you know, don't need to hear your drama and situations. Scenario, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. Just like, you know, people always saying backyard breeders. Well, I don't understand kind of the slang term of backyard breeders. You got good breeders and you got shitty breeders. That's the way I look at it. I don't understand the whole backyard breeder term when they say backyard breeding. You got shitty dog owners and you got good dog owners. You got, you know, good breeders, you got bad breeders. You got people who shouldn't even be trying to breed if you can't afford to take care of your dogs, or if you don't take care of your dogs by love, care, you know, or if, yeah, I mean, there's things. That's when, you know, I think it needs to be brought up. Not so much, yeah, more of if you see dogs in filth and nothing's picked up, nothing's clean, nothing's sanitized, dogs tied up on chains or on ropes, you know, all over the place. If they're outside 24/7 on living conditions of no kennel, no shelter, you know what I mean, just like a small dog house wrapped up on a chain, I don't approve of that. That's just me. If you have puppies in a litter and there's filth and pee and poo and shit all over the place, and, you know, I don't approve of that. You shouldn't be doing it. You know, when I see things like that, then yes, it needs to be called out on and addressed to let them know, hey, you know, it be known, because if not, they're going to keep on doing it. I do agree with that. You know, it's, I don't know. I really don't know, because the whole backyard breeding I don't get. I see a lot of guys that have a program, even though you might have more acres and yardage. I still see where your house is pretty close by and it's land you own and it's on a lot. And then they're going, oh, backyard breeding. Well, if it's in your backyard and on your property and facility and your home's there, does that classify as a backyard breeder? Or should we be saying shitty breeders? You know, breeders that aren't doing what's right, ain't doing it the right way, and they're doing it the wrong way. But yeah, I'm getting way off topic. So let me go back to what makes you a good breeder. So it's basically follow your vision, follow your goals, follow your dreams of what you think the American Bully looks like. So if you think the look that you're trying to go for and make and create with an American Bully, whether it's the same class, mixing classes, you know, not so much, I want to say, yeah, I guess kind of running bloodlines, and building off that. Once you find the look in your vision and goals of what you want to do and how to improve it and better it, from there, because everyone, like I said, its opinion's different, and what they like on flavor and style. I got so many things going through my mind. Oh yeah, dog shows too. I forgot about that. Dog shows, time and money, two things I lack. That's why. I don't have a kennel partner. I don't have, any friends involved. It's all me. All my money is invested. It's all me. For me to accept somebody to come in and help, it has to be somebody that I can trust. Somebody with loyalty, somebody that has a good heart and big heart like me. It would have to be, you know, somebody on that terms and ways, and I don't know anybody like me. Therefore, you know, most of my friends, I grew up in New Jersey, lived in Indiana now. I moved away when I was 22, so, and yeah, been here a hot minute now. Basically made a family here, and I built everything that you see between my work and my two hands, and years and years and years of labor put into it. So all my money I basically invested and built my goals and my dreams that I'm gonna keep working on, and just keep improving and elevating, getting better and better. So with that, kennel partner and shows. I don't have the time. Nothing's close enough. I don't have nobody to take care of my dogs and make sure everything's good and on lockdown, and they're getting everything they need between going out, going to the bathroom, feeding, watering, exercise, play, run time in the yard, all that. It's hard for me to be gone hours on end, you know, like that. And some of these shows, they'll go on for a day or two, or they're states away, and I don't have nobody to jump in and help me. And for me to bring in, you know, so-and-so kennel partner, or, you know, having a crew, all my money's invested in, and it's, to me, having someone just walk in, they didn't earn it. Yeah, I feel building a program and building what you're doing, if you start from the ground up, you know, and you didn't have any a mentor. I didn't start with no mentor. I did all this from my own research, my own study, my own passion, my own love, my own vision and dream, my own picking wisely on what dogs I wanted to start with and start building with and creating and making Burgle Bullies. I didn't have a mentor to turn to. I didn't have anyone I can invest and start what Burgle Bullies was years ago. I just had to keep pushing and keep grinding and keep building and making and creating on what I'm doing. I did it in a cut and then in the background chilling for a long time before I actually came out with what I got, and being proud of what I've accomplished and keep on being proud of what I'm gonna keep accomplishing. So from there, good business too makes a good breeder. It's you have to do good business. You have to be a good person. You have to have a good heart. You have to love your dogs. You have to, have love and respect for people. You have to have actually a good heart and be a good person to do good business. You have to have good heart, strong backbone. That's basically not so much a wall, but if you have a strong good heart and you roll solo and you're a lone wolf, you're gonna have a strong backbone. You've been through some shit in life. You've witnessed a lot. You've been through a lot, and it made you who you are, which makes starts just gonna make you a stronger person. Only the strong survive. What don't kill you makes you stronger. You learn from it and you move on and learn from your mistakes. Do better the next time on choices. Do better on who you involve yourself around and in. So that also makes you a good breeder on that terms. Having love and a passion and a care and not getting money hungry makes you a good breeder, I feel, as long as you stay within that mind frame, because this is, especially in the long haul, it's a long haul investment in a program. It's not going to happen overnight. There's a lot of time, money involved into it that you're investing, and that's going to make or break you on what you're producing and moving forward with in the future. So your dogs are going to speak for itself. Be real, be upfront, be a good person, have a good heart. Do better. That's all I got to say. Quit hating, quit being negative, quit putting people down, quit talking and running your mouth and talking shit nonstop to everybody. It proves nothing. From there, I think that's basically it. So I talked about what makes you a good dog breeder, why I don't go to shows, doing better on, people hating on others, and the drama and the beef going on between the community. It don't make any sense to me. Talked about dog caretaking. When can you consider yourself a breeder? I heard that. I'm gonna kick it back old school, the guys before my time. It was a method. I heard that you have to have 5 dogs to consider yourself as a dog breeder. So that was years ago, before my time, before I got involved and started. So I guess what considers you a dog breeder also, I guess, have 5 dogs out of your pack to run with and build off of. So I guess that I'll just go off that rule of thumb, and that's really not really me. I don't really have a thought process, but that's always old school language and speak and term that I always heard and went off of. Basically having 5 dogs in your program makes you a true dog breeder, I guess. And yeah, like I said, I really speak strongly on running your own productions and producing through your program. That speaks number one to me of what makes you a good dog breeder. If you don't have any dogs that you produce time and time, and you didn't keep time and time and years down the road to reuse, you're not standing by your work. You're not actually doing anything. If you can't keep what you're producing to work with, and you just keep selling and buying and selling and buying, you're obviously not standing by your work. That, as a dog breeder, as building a program off of standing by your work, being proud of your work's going to speak for yourself. To me, it's a red flag. Yeah, so to me, you're not building a legacy. You have to build a legacy. Your name has to mean something. If you're not proving that you're in keeping what you're producing, and you're not proving your legacy and building a legacy by keeping what you're doing, you're never going to have a legacy. That's another thing. So I don't know. Like I said, there's a whole lot. It was a lot to talk about. I'm going to definitely have to edit through a lot of this because I kept rambling and my mind was going 5 different ways. I guess I just got to pick one topic and stay on it. Till next time, everybody. Remember, love your bulls. Keep them on a short leash. Take care of them. Peace out. God bless. Till next time.